Flight boss, bitch, for sure. Listen to the Mind of Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And I wanted to do a little quick video on the moon phases because it's important to know about the moon phases because this lets you know how much energy you should be putting into something, aka how much percentage level, aka how much you should be paying attention to something. And when we talk about the moon, this is dealing with emotional reaction and emotional responses. So for the most part, this is dealing with what makes you feel comfortable. So anytime the moon is out of whack, we're going to be emotionally out of whack. We're going to feel uncomfortable based upon our circumstances. And anytime the moon is in a comfortable space, this is the time that we feel most comfortable. We feel most relatable. So for the most part, here's the thing, right? When we pay attention to something, that's the fire of something esoterically. Once we start to have an emotional reaction and response to it, that becomes the water of it. And then once we start to think about it and analyze what just happened, what we just got influenced by, that becomes the air of it. And once we stay in that thought, it becomes our reality, and that becomes the earth of it. Now, for the most part, when we start to talk about the moon phases, it's important to know the moon phases because this lets you know how much energy you should be putting into something. Now, based upon what sign the moon is in, that's going to be the energy that you need to be accessing at the moment. Now, based upon the moon phase itself, whether it's a quarter moon, now right now we have the first quarter moon, we have the half moon. So based upon the phase of the moon, that's going to let you know how much energy you should be putting into that actual element. Now, right now the moon is in Capricorn. So just for an example, we should be putting energy into the earth element. Now, it's going to be a little weakened due to the fact that the moon is away in Capricorn, it's debilitated in Capricorn, but that's another video. Right now, I just want to talk about the moon phases. Now, due to the fact that the moon is a quarter moon right now, or a half moon, you can kind of look at this like things are going to manifest due to the moon, mother goddess, or whatever you want to call her. Things will be manifested into the potential level of the moon phase. Now, we're at a quarter moon or the first half moon. So, for the most part, this lets you know that the moon is going to manifest whatever you are in emotionally. So your emotional state of being, that's what's always getting manifested. See, a lot of times we get so lost into the material world. If things are not materialized, we cling on to thinking that it's not real. But the very thing that you see is real, get manifested from a thought form that got reacted and responded to emotionally. And that influence is what impacted it in order for it to become air and earth and solidify to become real in this realm of reality in the first place. So before you get lost into materialism and things of that nature and what's in this realm of reality, you need to know that your state of being is what's manifesting these things. And your state of being, wherever it's at, whether it's out of whack or whether it's on course, aka reacting and responding to where the moon is at right now. This is going to tell you how much is going to be manifested from that energy that you're putting into it. So for the most part, the moon is in Capricorn. Now here's the thing, it's a half moon. So this means that your emotions and your emotional state of being that you are in is only going to manifest halfway. It's not going to manifest to the full potential. AKA, this is why people feel chaotic when it's a full moon, because people's emotions and feelings get manifested to the full potential. Keyword, full. And this is why things may not manifest at all when the moon is when it's a new moon, because this is a time for new ideas and new ways of reacting and responding to the energy signature that the moon is in at the moment. Now, when we start to talk about quarterly and half moons and things of that nature, here's where we start to talk about the phase and how we move with the frequency vibration. Right now, we're dealing halfway through, so we're dealing with a half moon. So this means whatever emotional state of being that you are in is only going to manifest halfway. So if you are emotionally invested into your relationship at the moment, you need to know that your partner may only do what you want them to do halfway at the moment. So if you are emotionally invested into getting your way all the time and you don't get your way this time, you may burn bridges or cause circumstances and situations that may not need to be that way during this period of time, because you're not knowing that the moon is halfway right now and you may be the one that's out of whack. And the person that you are influencing based upon this relationship that you're in, you may be overwhelming them to the point that they feel like the cup is halfway full. You may be giving them too much pressure, overwhelming them too much to the point that they feel like they can't give that much at that particular time. So be careful. It's all about dealing with scenarios and things. Now, you might be in a circumstance where you're talking about work or something like that, or a circumstance that you want to deal with at school, or a circumstance that or friendship, or a certain responsibility, or you may have put certain responsibilities onto others in your life and you count on them, aka you count on them to do these things. Now, for the most part, you need to know anytime we're dealing with a half moon, they may not do these things to the full maximum potential that you may see fit. You know what I'm saying? It may only be done halfway. So I'm just giving you a warning right now if you the type of person who may get what you want a lot of time, aka if you are a Leo, Scorpio, or if you are, say you may be a Leo, you may be a Libra, you may be a Pisces, these type of people, or a Taurus, these kind of people get what they want a lot of times more than often. So a lot of times they can become, what's that word I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? Where they kind of don't, I don't want to say don't deserve. They kind of take for granted. That's the word I'm looking for. They kind of take for granted of the things that they already have, and other people could kind of look at them like you kind of already got what I actually want. And you see what I'm saying? So for the most part, keep that in mind. But at the same time, it may play out into a lot of different scenarios that things may only manifest halfway. So even if you are emotionally invested into something that you want to go in your favor, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything. You need to know that it's only going to manifest halfway. So play out all your scenarios and react and respond to them halfway full. You know what I'm saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket right now. But don't look at all the eggs that you do have like none of them going to work either. You know what I'm saying? Some may work. As far as this metaphorically would be ideas and feelings and emotions that you're angling towards a particular space in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you may have a certain goal or certain idea, a certain person, place, or thing that you're angling at. So you're going to start developing emotions and feelings and thoughts and ideas that's directed in that area. So you can start to move in that direction in certain ways, shapes, and forms. But you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do a little quick video based upon the moon phases, and right now we're dealing with a half moon, so that's letting you know whatever emotional state of being you're in right now is only going to manifest halfway. So even if you are a negative person, you're not into astrology or you're not into none of this shit, but say you are a negative person on a day-to-day basis, whatever negative state of being that you are in, that's only going to manifest halfway. So this is a good time for people who be in negative states of beings most of the time, because these are the people who may have guns and things of that nature in your neighborhood, and they may have certain beefs and they're ready to kill somebody, so they may be like plotting up the street right in their car, cocking their gun, but something happened in order for them not to actually go fully through with that scenario. Either they get a phone call or something happened, or the people that they was searching for is not there, or whatever like that. Something's going to happen where that situation may not play out to the full potential. So that person's negative state, and that was just an example, y'all, but you know, that person's negative state of being didn't maximize and manifest into this realm of reality to the full potential. It only manifested halfway, aka the person only went halfway through with it. You know what I'm saying? They probably had the idea all the way till they went to the street and cocked their gun, but they didn't actually go down to the street, to the actual location and the actual spot to where the actual enemy is at. You see what I'm saying? To actually let off shots. So that's just an example, but for the most part, that's listening. You know the moon phases. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air, and we're gonna talk about the next one.